Good evening. You're watching Hungary Reports, kicking off public media and one's foreign language news hour. I'm Magyar. Thanks for joining us. Hungarians pay tribute to the martyrs of the 1956 revolution and the War of Independence on the 4th of November, the Day of Remembrance. The Soviet troops overran Hungary on this day 63 years ago, and the suppression of the revolution began. The victims were remembered throughout the country.
63 years ago, the Soviets invaded Budapest. This is what was announced by former Prime Minister Imre Nagy on the radio at dawn on November the 4th. Today, at dawn, the Soviets invaded the capital city with the clear objective to overthrow the Hungarian government. Our troops stand up and fight, Imre Nagy said. A few hours later, gunshots could be heard and the retaliation began. Many were jailed and many were executed. At the new public cemetery of Rákoskeresztúr, a remembrance ceremony was held at plot 301. I went through every possible place, from the prisoner hospital to everywhere that was related to the arrests. I met many people at the prisoner hospital who lie here behind me in plot 301, György Szentiványi said. According to Réka Földvári Nékis, the chair of the Committee of National Remembrance, there was not one societal group that did not take their part in the revolution. Candles were lit in honor of the victims at the Heroes Wall at the Terror House Museum in Budapest. Many were present who lived through the tragic events that occurred 63 years ago. This reminds me of the scene when a woman with many children was searching for her husband, and we heard the news that this man was riddled with bullets in his flat because the rioters left their ammunitions there. The mother of 6 asked us where her husband was. I remembered this as a child, Zsolt Zétényi said. A concert of remembrance was held at St. Stephen's Basilica, saluting the victims and their memory. 6 years ago, the government rendered November the 4th as a national day of mourning.
Germany is Hungary's most important economic partner, and they are strategic allies in many areas. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade said after talks with his German counterpart. Péter Szijjártó put it, although there are some major issues, such as the fight against migration, with which the two countries disagree, in most cases Hungary and Germany share the same view.
We are close allies of one another in the enlargement of the European Union. For our country, integration of the Western Balkans is a fundamental security, economic, and strategic interest. And here we are also working together to make the integration of the Western Balkans a real perspective for our southern neighborhood. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade emphasized after talks with the German Foreign Minister, Heiko Maas, on Monday in Budapest. The EU accession negotiations with the Western Balkans have been the subject of intense debate between member states in recent weeks. The Visegrad countries voiced that Europe had a strategic and economic interest in enlargement, because if we did not help the countries of the Western Balkans, we would be less likely to expect them to control the next wave of illegal migration. Germany also argued for it during the talks, but for years, the German government has been pushing for a common EU migration solution and a European quota system as well. In this regard, the German foreign minister noted that Germany never concealed its wish for a common procedure in Europe. But, as he said, despite the differences of opinion, it is important to maintain dialogue. We would like to see progress on this issue within the Union, which was also openly discussed at the meeting. There are countries that do not accept migrants, but these countries take on a greater role in other issues, such as eliminating the causes of migration or protecting borders, Heiko Maas said. Péter Szijjártó noted that Hungary and Germany were also important allies in the development of areas where migrants are released. At the same time, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade added that the position that Hungary does not accept migrants and does not support any agreement that would lead to a mandatory resettlement quota has not changed.
The Hungarian government Securities Plus bond is also available in printed form at post offices from the 4th of November. It is available in 6 denominations from 10,000 forints to 2 million forints at almost 2,200 post offices. Only an ID is required to make a purchase. Even on the first day, many showed an interest in the safe investment, which has become the most popular form of savings in the last 5 months.
Many people like if they can hold their savings in their hands. That is why the printed version of the Hungarian government Securities Plus bond is good for them. Currently, this is the best tax-free government bond, providing the highest rate of interest on the market.
The talent development program called V4 Startup Force has been launched to support startups in the Visegrad countries. 1 company per country participates in the program. They will receive all the help they need to further develop their ideas over the next month. After Budapest, executives of the startups will visit all the Visegrad countries to meet the representatives of the large companies in the region.
Payment delays and long billing periods are part of the everyday experience of the business world. According to surveys, last year national firms sorted 1/3 of their invoices late. At times, this period exceeded 40 days, which could even bankrupt smaller businesses. The Péntek startup can possibly help small and medium-sized enterprises. We are working on a product, indeed developing it, which helps the liquidation management of small and medium-sized enterprises. Fast, convenient, and paper-free administration, even the possibility of payment within 24 hours. All of these are provided by the factor service of the Péntek startup. The business, which was established by 4 young professionals, came to be with the goal of helping small to medium-sized enterprises. From day 0, we decided upon primarily working with the Hungarian market, but our goal is to be a major player in this region. And this program helps us, because it allows us to create connections with the V4 countries, thus precisely our target market, János Csák said. Participants gathered at the V4 Startup Force program in Budapest.
Péntek from Hungary.
Emerging enterprises, 1 from each of the Visegrad countries, received an invitation. We gathered young professionals from the Czech Republic, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary, who are the leading entrepreneurs in their respective countries, who are before great success. We would like for them to build constructive relationships with one another, that they acquire their first clients in this region, in Central Europe, thereby strengthening ties of loyalty to the region, keeping talent where we reside, Gergely Böszörmény said. The entrepreneurs will take part in vocational training during the upcoming month. Furthermore, they can meet the leading large companies in the capital. In the second half of the program, they will travel to the other 3 V4 countries, to the respective capital cities, where they can meet representatives of local large firms, where they can present their own products, as well as their original ideas, Andor Dávid said. The Design Terminal has organized this enterprise development program for the 3rd time, with the support of the Visegrad Fund.
How did German-speaking minorities in the Danube live, dress and celebrate? Those interested can learn all about it at the exhibition that opened its doors in Kismaros Community Center. The exhibit showcases the everyday lives, customs and celebrations of the Swabian families of the last century throughout various interiors and mainly handmade textiles. The exhibition is open until the 18th of November. The Heron Purslane manufactory has been operating for over 200 years. Its visitor center, called Porcelaneum, awaits all those interested from Tuesday to Saturday every week. At the mini-manufactory, visitors can learn how to make Heron porcelain, which is one of the Hungaricums, or admire the work of the porcelain painting masters. That's all for now, but I'll be back tomorrow night at around the same time. And you can catch Hungary Reports online as well. Please stay tuned for German, Russian and Chinese language news. Thank you for watching. Take care. Good night.